Salut Dealmaker, it's been a good while. I've not shared with you a bit of a property filter software update, and I do really need to catch up on the few of the recent updates. So the first thing you've noticed, you would have noticed a while back already, is when you're logging on the right here, we have a rolling sort of system here that gives you access to some of the resources, so you're more aware of some of the things beyond the software that we do. So as a member, you can click here, access the live calls, and some of the stuff we do and the initiatives we have in the community. So this is just so you are more aware of what you get, because some people didn't realize all the cool stuff we do, right? Which is crazy. So a thing we do, as you know, is continually we improve the speed and performance. So I've not heard anyone, sort of complain, including myself, for a good couple of months now. But we do continue to improve that. So you will see that things are super fast, which is really great. One thing that is new and that I really, really love is whenever you're looking at a property, so it doesn't really matter which property you're looking at, you can, so let's say we look at this one over here. Doesn't matter, just going off something random. And you see we have the details here about the agent, and you can click this button here that says see other agents' properties. And now you can see everything they see, so every agent, so you can go and look at all the properties they've got available on the market, or whatever it is that they are listing. So you can see everything they have available, anything they've got sold subject to contract, everywhere, up around the country, anything they've recently removed. And so when you follow up about a property and you have a conversation about that, one property, you can go and extend that conversation about, that other property where the sales just fallen through, or, something like that. So super, super powerful, when it's just a huge improvement to your ability to make the most of every agent conversations. There's no other ways you can do this anywhere else. And this is the true difference between some of you like doing a deal, like multiple deals a year, a deal a quarter, a deal a month, multiple deal a month, and those who just talk about it, so because, property is a people business and it's all about, building rapport, etc. So this is like this is really one of the most impactful thing you can do and leverage to get really cool stuff. So if you have commercial properties, you can see in here. If you have other stuff to rent, you can see in there. And if they are involved in anything that's for sale as well as to rent, you will be able to see it in there as well. So it works for every agent, everywhere, up and down the country. So really amazing stuff. You would have known. So if you've been with us for a long time, you would have known like it used to be a case that we used to have to select some postcodes to define an area, and now since a couple of months now, you're able to go and say, Liverpool, or just type whatever area in there, like a London borough or whatever you want. So you got this area selector here, and straight away, literally within seconds, it go and picks an area. So it's defined with a convention in the way it agglomerates the postcode together, and so that's how it picks it up. Now you can always go and draw, on top of it, like whatever you like, but just so like you can now go and pick Birmingham, Sheffield, whatever it is you're looking for, and it will go and find it for you. One really interesting piece of filter we've added is the ability for you. So the next thing is the ability for you, if you go in the contacts here, to select different agents. So for example, I don't know how it's called. I don't know Liverpool, but I'm guessing there will be Savills and Connells or whatever. So you can go and type these, and as many as you like, and it will only go and show you the properties that are listed. Here we go. So we've got the Savills here. Maybe there's no Connells, I don't know, or I misspelled it. But it's really the idea here. So you can go and specifically do a search for properties that are listed by a specific agent. For example, so I just saw Savills one there, so I use this, but it seems like they don't have so many in there. Another thing, so you will remember, when a property is owned by a company, we have details of the company here. You can go and have a look at the details on company's house over here. So this is not new, right? But as I'm seeing here, maybe it's useful for some of you guys. If a property is owned by a company, you can click this button as well and go and find all the other, so this will list all the other properties this company owns. So you might have a conversation about not just this one property we have on the market, but about buying the whole portfolio and paying less stamp duty. So really, really powerful stuff. So another thing I want to share with you is around the EPC ratings here. So you would remember we've had it forever, right? but now you got some sort of improvement costs that have been brought into it over here. So it's just more things to help you, when it comes to stacking your deals. So the next thing I want to share with you. So yeah, cool, really cool stuff. Next thing I want to share with you is in the area data, and on the top right here. So you will have seen all these things, the comparables, the LHA rates, etc. every time you look at a property. But we now have, and we've had this since a few weeks now, is the planning application. So you can go and do a search about all planning applications that have been happening around that property, which is really, really great. So this is within a 1/16 of a mile if you want to go a 1/4 of a mile, or you can go really granular here. And then you've got the list of all the applications, the description of the applications here. So this is actually on the same actual portal, and this is me going off absolute random properties, but you got a bit more information about if it's been permitted or not. And then here a link that goes directly to any of the 230-ish planning portals that are used by all the different planning like local authorities around the country. So it's just a game changer in terms of doing your due diligence. So it was long in the making, and so really pleased you've got it here. And whilst I'm here, so this is actually tucked inside the market data library here, where you got the market live maps, the last sold map, now the planning application that I've just shared with you just now, the planning constraints with the different filters, or the article for area, etc. You remember the census data, where you got like area of deprivation upon the country, everywhere, stress testing your deals, etc. And something that we've added quite recently is this price and income ratio, which is really, really interesting when you look at an area, because you can see. So for example, I'll go in a place that I understand. So for example, you can see the boundary. So basically, the lower the price to income ratio, the cheaper the property compared to the affordability, which means a few things. One is that it's probably going to stack better on a yield basis as a buy-to-let, and also it's one where potentially, if other principles are true, I've got more capacity to have a capital appreciation. So you can see Birmingham, like we recognize very clearly like the soluble boundary here, which has got a 12 ratio between income and the average property price. We can see King's Eve over here, 8. You can do the Jewelry Quarter here, which is at 8. And if you look at all the nice areas, so if you go like Sutton Coldfield, you got 9, etc., etc. So it's really, really interesting when you don't know an area. The average upon the country is around 8. So anything above that means it's a bit more well-off and more affluent. And anything lower than that, it may be a better buy-to-let area, or maybe there's more capital appreciation in the tank for it, and things like that. So really, really cool. And you get, obviously, all of that with your Property Filter subscription. So I think that's the recent stuff I wanted to share with you. So obviously continue to explore, right? So, I'm amazed by the amount of people who look at this and like, oh, Guillaume, I don't know what to do. So just click around, like, have a look. You can. These are all the shortcuts to the community over here. So speaking of community, you can go and have a look here. So there's lots and lots of things you can access here. You just need to explore and make the most of it. There's huge amount of value in there on the software and on the membership site. The Property Filter community. When it comes to the live calls we run each and every week, if it's the mortgage update, planning update, everything. There's lots and lots in there. The training and tutorial videos, those little courses we have in there. The member directory, so you can get to connect, with some of the most active and successful investors in the country, and obviously the bank of resource and recordings, which is we're now north of 200 hours of stuff you can go in here. There really isn't, one strategy, one skill, you don't want to master. It's all in here. Every skill you need to become a better deal maker, every strategy you want to master, it's in here. And amongst this, the story of some of our members doing deals right now at the coal face. So if you want to know what it takes, to build a portfolio of 57 properties in under 3 years and be full, whilst being a remote investor, you can you can watch Emma's story here. If you want to understand how to do more, how to use the fact that there are articles for areas to actually do more and more lucrative HMOs, go and watch Thomas' story here. And on and on and on. Like literally there are 200 hours more of like real world, real stuff happening that you can use and make the most to become a better and more successful deal maker. So bit of a long-winded update, but also an overdue one, because I've not done, we do update the software every 2 weeks, right? But I've not done one of these in probably 2 months, right? So I hope you enjoy, make the most of it. And there really are lots of deals to be done right now. So go and fill your boots, right? So enjoy and speak with you soon on one of the live calls. Bye.